Send your gold to a refiner. In this section, I'm going to go over your last option for selling your gold, which is sending it off to a refiner. The refiner will actually refine the gold for you and then send you your money. You can also choose to be paid in gold. It's important to know that you won't get 100% of the profit from the gold. You will have to pay a fee. Typically, you will get between 80% and 95% of the spot price back. There are a lot of different refiners out there, so you need to find one that you can trust. You need to look out for a refiner that has a brick and mortar business, a good reputation, and reasonable fees. Brick and mortar business. In most cases, you won't actually go into the refiner's place of business. Instead, you will mail the gold to the refiner and receive the money or gold back via the mail. Still, you only want to choose a refiner that has a physical location. That's because these refiners are less likely to run scams. With that in mind, if a refiner only operates online, choose someone else. Good reputation. Next, you need to check the company's reputation. Look the company up online to see if you can find any information. Also, check with the Better Business Bureau. It's important to understand that most businesses will have a disgruntled customer or two. That's part of dealing with the public. However, if a refiner has one complaint after the next, go elsewhere. You never want to deal with someone who has a shady history. Reasonable fees. Finally, you need to make sure that the refiner has reasonable fees. Some refiners have reasonable fees, while others have lots of hidden fees. Check the fine print to make sure the fees are reasonable. It's important to know that some refiners are willing to negotiate on the fees, especially if you have a lot of big orders. If you send 100 ounces to the refiner every few months, he might be willing to give you free expedited shipping or another service for free. Free services can really add up, so I recommend that you ask. Of course, don't ask with your first order. Send the refiner a lot of gold, and then ask after you have used the company for a while. Once you find a refiner that meets these requirements, you need to check for minimum charges and minimum orders. Let's say minimum charges. Some refiners have reasonable fees as long as you meet the minimum charge. For instance, they may give back 95% of the spot price, but they have a 500 minimum charge. That means you have to pay 500 no matter what. That's fine if you send in enough gold to pay the minimum charge with the normal fees. If you don't meet the minimum charge with the normal fees, though, they will take it out of your profit. Thus, you always want to find out if a refiner has minimum charges. Minimum orders. Speaking of minimums, some refiners have a minimum amount of gold they are willing to take. The amount varies from the one company to the next. So if you don't have enough for one company, just move on to the next. Just be sure to check before you send your gold. There are several steps you'll need to take when sending gold to the refiner. Step 1. Contact the company. The first thing you will need to do is contact the company if you have the option of contacting them online or over the phone. You also have to fill out a form for the government's anti-money laundering program. The program was created under the Patriot Act. You'll have to fill this form out each time you go to a new refiner. I recommend using the phone. That way you can talk to them and let them know that you understand gold. You can tell them that you tested the gold and you know exactly what you have. They may be able to give you a quote at that point. Step number 2, fill out some forms. Next, you will need to fill out some forms. The forms will vary depending on the refiner, with some asking for more than others. Most will ask you to fill out a form indicating how you wish to be paid. In most cases, you can choose between gold bullions, money, or a combination of two. I recommend choosing a combination of two. That way you will have some gold to protect your assets. Step number 3, ship the gold. Then you will be ready to ship the gold. Quite a few refiners offer free shipping and even insure the package. If that's the case, they will either have you print off a shipping label or they will mail you to the package. If they don't pay for shipping and insurance, you will need to take care of it on your own. Be sure you insure the package. Step number 4. Communicate with the refiner. Once the gold arrives at the refiner, they will open the package, test it, and weight it. Then they will give you a code. At that point, you can either go ahead with the refinement process or you can ask for the gold back. Keep in mind that you should already have a good idea of what they will pay you. After all, you will know their percentage upfront and you will have already tested the gold. Thus, as long as the business is legitimate, you should not run into any problems. Step number 5. Get your payment. Once they get your approval, the company will refine the gold and then send you your payment. That completes the refining process and completes the course. Thank you for watching the video and take care.